Just setting up the live stream, so bear with me. Okay, so the live stream image is wrong. Let me correct that. Still not right. That's better. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to go and make a coffee. So I'm just going to sit here, let the fire burn for a little while. So Stewie's saying, I love these streams. Whets my appetite to do some simming later. Let's just check the volume levels as well. Make sure that it's coming out okay. Let's pull this down. Pull this up. So you can see both volume levels here. See myself and the stream, which is looking okay. Make sure all the volumes in Windows are okay. It's a nightmare, isn't it, setting the volumes? Okay, I'm just going to go and grab a coffee. I'll be back in a moment and then we'll go on our way. Just to show you where we are in terms of the world. So here's North Macedonia, just above Greece. It's looking like a hilly place, so we're taking off from some scrubland. If we go to satellite view, you can see we have a stretch of land that we can take off in, hopefully. And then we are going to head along the edge of these hills and then follow the lake all the way down as far as we can, really, and just explore the landscape. Go and have a look. But before we do that, I'm going to go and grab a coffee, so I'll be back in a moment. Right, I have coffee. So Ernie is saying we should start packing the tent and stuff while we're waiting. Where's the dog gone? We ate the dog. No, I don't know. I forgot to put the dog out, so there we go. What sort of dog would we like today? Let's have a look. Animals. There we go. There's a retriever. There's a husky. A Dalmatian. Where should we put the there? No. It's quite creepy, isn't it? No, the fire's quite some way from the aeroplane. I'm not that mad. Anyway, should we put everything away and get on with our journey? So this is the Parallel 42 camp out utility you're seeing here. So we can put everything away in short order. Go and jump inside the aeroplane, close the door. It's going to be a bit of a problem seeing where we're going. As you will see, there is quite a narrow path we're going to have to get down through. So what we're going to do to scout this out is use the drone camera and pretend we're going to walk down. So we're going to taxi maybe down to here. I wonder if there's a way through onto that public parkland. No, unless we taxi all the way down. Is there a way through? Oh, there is. No, there's bushes there as well. So this is our only chance. And we've got plenty of... It's just that one tree in the way that's going to cause the problem. We just need to be really aware of it. Okay. Anyway, let's get the airplane up and running. So, master power switch goes to on. Magnetos go to on. I don't think this has a fuel shut-off valve, does it? I can't remember it having one. We'll go and put the nav lights to on. Put start power on. And crack the throttle open. Parking brake is on. And hit the start button. Engine is running. Turn the start power off. Avionics can come on. Strobe, landing, lights on. Okay. So this is going to be either hilarious or disastrous. So we'll go for... Do we go for full flaps? I guess we do, because we want to get off the ground really quickly. So I am going to chicken out and get past those first two trees before I open the engine up. So I'm pulling back on the stick. Where's the tree? There it is. Okay, so full throttle. Whoa! That would have ripped the wing off. We were lucky a tree didn't get in the way. The plane pitched heavily to one side all of a sudden. And it doesn't help that we have a lot of turbulence going on for some reason. Let's just turn back and look at where we came from. So it's out off our left wing where we just took off from. It was over there somewhere. It comes to something when you can't even find where you took off from, doesn't it? Because it's so hidden. We're flying straight towards it apparently. It was here. That's where we were. And there's the blooming tree that would have ripped our wing off. And the trees there, or bushes. Okay, so we are going off on our adventures. So we need to go down in between these hills. It's funny. The warning is saying pull up the entire time. Of course it is. So let's just side slip our way down into the river. So is there really a building in the bottom of this valley? I guess there must be. The AI has not done a great job at locating it, has it? That's probably the worst AI placement of anything I've ever seen in the simulator. Apart from all these roads, of course. Hasn't quite lined the river up with the valley either, has it? Hopefully this will get a lot better once we get out of this small part of the route. So at the moment we're just following the bottom of the valley along here. So obviously this isn't high quality data from the simulator. Yeah, just reading the comments, it could have been a bridge, for all we know. Hopefully we get out of here very soon and then we have fairly normal scenery to contend with. I might change the time of day though to make it look a bit more dramatic. I think it's fine, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think anybody on the AI team is going to win any awards for this somehow. It's quite poor, isn't it? Maybe because of the colour, the AI didn't pick up that it was water. It's a bit of a disappointment, isn't it? So we need to do a sharp right turn. Has it really not got water for any of the lake? It's a huge fail, isn't it? They are having a laugh. This serves me right for not scouting it out beforehand, I suppose. Yeah, look, none of the lake has got water in it. They've just got a picture of the lake on the hills. So apparently North Macedonia hasn't had any kind of AI work done on it for water. Or at least it's wrong. So rather than soldier on, let's go look further downstream and see if it's the same all the way. I thought this was going to be a great bush trip, but apparently not. Oh, we have some water at last. We appear to have a bridge as well, and a settlement, so suddenly we have decent data. Not quite sure which way we should go from here. We'll carry on following the water. Basically going where our nose is taking us now, so we're heading off back into the hills, and then a magical mystery tour once we get out of here. Quite a lot of turbulence around, which is not fun. So we ideally need to go straight over the top of this hill, but that's not going to happen, is it? Let's see what the Kitfox can do. Perhaps it is going to happen. It would appear we can climb like we're going upstairs. We're holding 100 knots in this crazy, probably 30-degree climb. Yeah, 25-degree look. And it's holding the airspeed. That's nuts. Okay, this is the most powerful version of the Kitfox they ever made, but let's just look behind us and see where we just climbed. We just came straight up here in one go. That's madness. Off into the hills we go. See, this is how we find new and interesting places to fly. It can be a bit of a lottery at times, but it's good fun. Plane's shaking around like a good one, isn't it? Let's pull the throttle back a bit. I don't think your Kitfox is really designed to go faster than about 80 or 90 knots. If you go faster than that, it starts shaking. Now we know it has this prodigious climbing ability. We're going to take advantage of it. Ready? Cool. Gives you vertigo, doesn't it? That looks like a good place to go. To be honest, it all looks like good places to go. Let's have a look at the map. So if we turn left, we'll be heading off that way. If we turn right, we'll be heading off. I think right looks better. The weather looks a bit more fun over there, doesn't it? But let's get into the valley to do it. Side slip to stop it from accelerating. We're just falling into the valley. Yeah, so we're just exploring the hills of North Macedonia, basically. We've seen some howlers so far with the AI scenery, but we'll see what else we find. You never know. If we were to put on FS Realistic at the same time, it will get even worse. We'll probably get quite seasick. Should we get a little bit of altitude so we can see where we're going at least? Rainbow. Into the rain. If you catch a rainbow from the right angle, you can see the whole circle, can't you? I think it might be more fun that way. So if we cross this valley and go through that pass over there, we should come out of the rain soon. You can see there's sunshine on the hillside over there. The end of the dark clouds. So what I was looking for is this area looks quite interesting, so this is where we're heading. If we don't slam into a hillside and disassemble. What do they call it at SpaceX? A rapid unplanned disassembly. That's a great name for a crash, isn't it? This is fun because I'm not even on full throttle. I'm only on 75% throttle. I'm climbing oh, it's only a 10-degree climb. Inappropriate arrival velocity. What was it Billy Connolly once said on his stand-up? If air hostesses would only tell the truth about what was about to happen, it's like you may as well put on your life jackets because we're going to go into the ground like an effing dart. What was it he said? to keep yourself busy, put your life jackets on. Then when they dig us out of the mud in 200 years' time, they'll think we were on a rafting holiday. Touch the wheels. We are being thrown around all over the place. Lee's asking if this plane would be good in the Mach loop. Might take half an hour per lap. Doesn't like going faster than about 80 or 90, even though it can go a little bit quicker than that. Shakes itself to pieces. Yay, smooth ground. First smooth ground we've seen for a while. Hello, Shadow. Okay, what's interesting in the distance? So we're just coming out over here. Okay, we carry on straight line then. Around the edge of this hill maybe? Up through here maybe? Looks to be interesting. So just reading Chattanooga. Yeah, if only you could have like some sort of counter of how many rooftops your tires have touched. That would be an entirely different game, wouldn't it? Seeing how many roofs you can touch on the way around the Mac Loop. Or any kind of route like that, to be honest. God, this is as bumpy as the Mercedes Formula 1 car last year, isn't it? Except this one doesn't have Lewis Hamilton whinging in it. What we could do with now is some calm air. We'll get some calm air over these nice flat fields. So it'll stop shaking itself around quite so much. There may have been a sneaky touch and go, maybe. Just don't tell the insurance company. Should we head up to the monument to the partisans and patriots? I doubt there's going to be anything in the simulator there, but something to go and have a look at, isn't it? we're still going the right direction. Must be up. Just round the corner up here. Should we go into the follow the road? Play with the weather, see what we can do with it. Let's move that out. Right. Oh, we can fill up with petrol. Oh, sorry, it's a gas station for the road, sorry. There is an airfield. Gradsko airfield. Outdoor Delmarva is saying, am I using medium turbulence? I think some realistic, actually, which is why it's kicking me all over the place. Actually, let's try something out. Last time we got in the Kitfox, we had problems with it. So let's just put it on altitude hold at 1,000 feet. Got it on heading hold. Let's see if it starts tipping gently. So I was talking to the developers of the Kitfox the other day, telling them about this, that when we did the Monument Valley bush flight, it started just gently tipping during the flight. It was really odd. But I thought afterwards maybe I had an Xbox controller plugged in, and maybe it was one of the analog sticks was pushing the airplane over. I can't really remember. So let's make this turn left a bit. And should we go for 1,500 feet? See, that's interesting. Look, that's going for 500 feet a minute, which is what you normally expect on an altitude pre-selector to go to a target altitude. So maybe this customized version of the G1000 is doing that for us. So without going to vertical speed mode, it's going for 500 feet a minute to get to the target, which is rather useful. While this is flying along on autopilot, let's have a little look at the map and see where we are going. So we could go down to Thessaloniki, couldn't we? Or Thessalonica, as Westerners call it. So we need to do a right turn at the next road junction. How are we doing on fuel? I haven't even looked at the fuel gauge. We've got loads. God, I fly for hours on that. So we want to go 90 degrees right, I guess, looking at this, if we want to go down towards Greece. So, heading knob, 120 degrees coming up. God, look at it being chucked around by the turbulence. Get a gorgeous view out the window though. Have to be mindful of this hill in a little while. We don't know if we're going to be high enough to clear it. My coffee, try to hold it still, I'm eating my soup. Someone asked me the other day why I always have a female avatar in the aircraft. I have 3 daughters, so it's kind of a bit of a representation, let's put it that way. I find it amazing actually that worldwide there's something like 10% of pilots in the commercial world are women, and in the simulator, if you look on any of the flying groups, it is so rare to ever see a girl taking part in anything. So one of my daughters was acting as an air traffic controller today on this flight sim, just learning the ropes. And yeah, she's like, how would you put it, unique. She's a unicorn in the world of flight simulation, I think. Some time ago she learnt how to fly the 737 in the simulator and became really adept at it, but then work took over and a few other things and she hasn't come back to it. So, but today was a bit of an exception, I guess. I think in her spare time she might end up becoming a VATSIM controller. But she's young enough to absorb all of the information quite easily and quickly. Okay, we're going to need to climb a little, as I said, so let's go for another 500 feet. Obviously it's doing it 500 feet a minute, which is this nice neat trick that this thing does. But yeah, it is stunning to me that so few girls or women get interested in flight simulation. You would expect it to follow the real world and to be at least 5 or 10%. William Kelly, are you saying us old folks are not able to absorb new information? Well, I know I am not able to as quickly as I used to anymore. But I think part of that is saturation from busy at work, busy at home. Then I sit down in front of the simulator and it's a new aeroplane every week, sometimes every other day. Quite often they don't have instruction books, so you end up having to reverse engineer the aeroplane to figure out what on earth it's doing. By saying hopefully you have 2 bathrooms. Yes, we do. Mine is the cleaner one. Teenage girls, it's not even worth having the conversation. Right, I'm just looking at this hill over here. So the floodplain goes across there, and then there's a way, I'm guessing that's down that valley. But that's not where we want to be going. Should we tune in the VOR over here, 11640, just for a bit of fun? So to do that, I'm guessing we click on the radio. No, we want nav radios though. Okay, how do we do nav radios on this thing? Menu, I guess. And nav 1 frequency. What was it again? Where are we? I've lost us on the map. There we are. 11640. Just check where we're going, that we're not going to run into anything. Oh, I didn't make it the blooming active frequency, did I? Active 11640, there we go. And if we cancel out of there and click on this and change that to VOR now. Now, does this have a controller for the course? No, it does not. Therefore, therefore we are forced to use the keyboard commands for that, which I think are Alt and Home. Is it that, or Control Shift and Home? Yeah, it was Control Shift Home. Control Shift End will move the course, because they've forgotten what it needed. So there we go, we've got the signal from VOR1, which is good. We don't have distance measuring. I wonder if we can bring it up on here. More options. Back. Setup maybe. Display. Nope. At least we've got the VOR pointing at it. Ah, will it give us the distance over here somewhere? No. So it wants actually a flight plan for that to do anything. It's not just going to do DME for us. So I'm just looking at this. This is going to be more fun to go through the hills, isn't it? So let's come off the autopilot. Centre that back up, turn the autopilot back on. Oh, the gyro for the autopilot's trying to still go the other way. It will centre back up, or it will correct itself. That's a common bug in the flight sim aircraft, that even though I centred the heading bug on the direction we were going, as soon as I put the autopilot back on, it swayed heavily the direction it had been going. Booker has a better cafe. Apparently so. Apparently the bacon sandwiches up at Booker are kind of legendary in the GA aviation community. They do a really good bacon sarnie at Wickham Air Park, apparently. So we're going to go for the more scenic route through the hills, which is following the main road by the look of it. Could have taken that route. Should we switch this back to terrain view? Whoops. So yeah, we could have gone that route. It doesn't make a lot of difference, but at least we get water in the bottom of this valley. So let's go and descend down and follow the river, shall we? Road bridge. There's no way we're getting into that gap. That would just be stupidly dangerous to even attempt. Should we lift the sun a bit higher in the sky so we get the scenery actually lit up? There we go. What we need to do now is stop and go and catch some sticklebacks in the river. Got the magic hills in the water that the AI sometimes gives us, I should say. So let's see if we can get the kind of golden hour look going in the sky. Trouble is, I think sunrise this part of the world is so early. About sunset. Yeah, it's going to be behind the hill. Blanket cloud coverage isn't helping. I guess if we turn this off and went for a few clouds, for example, it might make it a bit prettier. Yeah, it's too dark, isn't it? It has got rid of the horrible turbulence though. Touched the water a bit too heavily that time. tell the plane to get to 3,000 feet. At 3,000 feet a minute. So let's go for 5,000 feet. Coming up to 4,000. We could put this back on live, couldn't we? Yeah, it looks much more real. About 7.5. And if I've never tried climbing to any sort of decent altitude with the Kitfox before. So it's just about holding 6,000 feet a minute, which is absolutely insane. Coming to 7,000 feet. And we're about to overspeed, so I'm coming off the engine. $7,300. The propeller RPM is not happy. But we don't have control of propeller RPM, I don't think. Okay, let's get rid of the live weather so we can at least get some sights. You know, we could look for somewhere to put the plane down and end the flight, but I think this is all farmers' fields right up to the edge. So it would make more sense, I guess, to carry on to the coast. So if we go south now, over to the coast over there. So it's 160 degrees. It's all a bit more sedate at this altitude, isn't it? Let's go and have a look at little nav map and see where we've actually been. So we started out, we're just about to cross into Greece, about to go over the border. So we're still in North Macedonia at the moment. So we started out near Skopje. And we're about to fly straight down. There's a bit of a crosswind, but hardly anything. Thessaloniki we're going down to. In the Aegean. Unfortunately, Athens is a long, long way away. Otherwise, I would suggest maybe we have a trip over to Athens. Okay, I'm going to speed this up because this is boring. Let's go use slew to get us to the coast so we can at least see it. You should see 3D objects loading in. Yeah, you can see them spawning in as we look. So the detail is loading kind of live. It usually takes a minute or two until it's fully realised. See, there's a whole load of stuff spawned in over there. It's still loading. The longer you look, and we're obviously quite high, and I'm zooming in. So if we were to descend, so let's come off the throttle completely. Tell it to come back down to 1,000 feet. At not sure what speed we'll get away with. Let's have a look. It's nearly 4,000 feet a minute. It's still accelerating, but it's losing the acceleration. So drag is starting to win. So we could go a little bit steeper than that. 4,500 feet a minute. We are accelerating, but it's dying off. So it is quite draggy, this aeroplane. I mean, that's still quite a significant descent, isn't it? It's a bit of a brick. Especially with these big old fat tyres on the front. See, there's a national park over here. I wonder if we can land. I wonder if it's all fields. There must be a little tiny airstrip somewhere near here. Are they all military airstrips? I guess they are in this part of the world. There's this little grass strip over here. This will do, won't it? 108 degrees. Let's just shortcut this, because it's going to take ages to cross the bay in this little aeroplane. We're interested in seeing what's over here, which is Thessalonica, or Thessaloniki in its native. Okay, let's go and have a look. And we'll find somewhere on a farmer's field out the other side to land. So here's the harbour, with a super yacht parked outside. Gialos Fish and Seafood Tavern. There's a castle apparently on the headland. I guess that's this AI built cube of a building. Let's put the weather back on real. Now we're down here and we can see things. Or maybe not. We picked the day to visit here, didn't we? Okay, let's go back to a few clouds maybe then. Right, let's go and try and find somewhere to land over on the side of the hill, shall we? See if there's a blank patch in the trees somewhere where we can go and illegally land and set our tent up. I'm seeing some hopeful patches over here that don't have too many trees on them. Right, need to put a strategy together somehow to get the aeroplane down in a fairly straight piece of land that hasn't got too many trees in the way. I'm thinking along here somewhere. along here. I'm going to scout it out first. That looks like an actual airstrip. It's cut into the grass, isn't it? Yeah, we're going to go there. That is an airstrip. That's the service building for it. Okay, so flaps to first position. And do not lose sight. It's there, isn't it? Dropping flaps as we go. Plane won't slow down. I'm going to have to go around. Try the other way. It was downhill, wasn't it? So we're going to have to skim those trees. So we'll turn half a turn that way. And then a whole turn that way. It was this one, wasn't it? I nearly went for the wrong place. So we'll try and go on the low side of the trees. Ah! That's going to cost us a propeller then. Oh well. That was interesting. I only just touched the brakes and it just flipped instantly. We'll put the brakes on, shall we? Right. If we get the engine running again. Wonder whether they'll let me pitch my tent over here, out of the way. Trees are really well done, aren't they? I really need some rudder pedals because then I would have analog toe brakes, and I don't have them, which is what causes that sort of thing. Okay, so let's go and turn this thing off. So magneto's off, avionics off, all the lights off, he says, as he waits for things to start reacting to clicks. That's all off. That's off. Avionics is off. Master switch is off. We should, if it behaves itself, be able to just say, get the camping stuff back out. And there's the dog and the beer. What we need to do to... This is really clever, actually. If you make it dark, things are lit up as they should be. It's very clever, isn't it? So we should be able to... Very cool. The smoke goes with the direction of the wind as well. Don't know if anybody noticed that. It blows whichever way the wind's blowing. It animates. Right, I'm going to leave it there. I need to go and buy a propeller from somewhere. I'll see you all again soon. Take care.